So, yes, we've heard about Losartan already today and its role in brittle bone disease. And actually, there's another rare disease, epidermolysis bullosa, where it is also a drug candidate. There we go. My name is Tobias Zahn. I'm a cell biologist by training, work as a regulatory consultant at 3R Pharma. That's my day job. And so this project has actually been grown and evolved at the University of Freiburg, led by these two brilliant dermatologists here on the left, Dimitra Kiritsi and Lena Prunkner-Tudermann. And, well, you can't develop a drug in academia, so we actually set up a company really dedicated to repurpose Losartan for epidermolysis bullosa, or short EB. I would also like to thank the EB patient organization, DEBRA, who have funded much of the research that led to this stage, and Midas Pharma, a company who we've been working with, who've been supporting the project. And I'd really like to thank the organizers, not just for the opportunity to speak here, but really for having this beautiful and important conference. And it's so encouraging to hear all these success stories. And so that's very nice to see. So EB is it's called a skin disorder, but it's more than that. The skin is really fragile, but also internal organs, mucosa, are fragile, and it's characterized by blistering, wounds. It's very painful and debilitating. And one of the major forms is recessive dystrophic EB, where the wounds then heal with a lot of fibrotic scarring, leading to contractures. There is no cure around. There is now a first approved medicine. In the US, there is now two medicines, but they're all focused on making the wounds heal faster, but offering no cure. Losartan has been known to reduce TGFB-mediated inflammation and fibrosis, and so actually that mechanism was known already at the time of its authorization back in '95 as a treatment for hypertension. So it was pretty quickly then also tested off-label in other fibrotic diseases, for example, Marfan syndrome. In EB, that came much later. It was really 10 years ago that in a very detailed study of two Italian twin brothers, they could show there that the TGF-beta really was responsible for the difference in the disease severity between those two otherwise identical twins. Which then, of course, led to the question, well, if we know it's TGF-beta involved in disease progression and symptoms, can we do something about that? It was tested in a mouse model with really striking success. So you see on the top, this mouse model, the paws or claws of the mice, they fused together from the fibrotic scarring after 7 weeks of age here. Treated with Losartan in the drinking water, after 7 weeks, they still have their claws. So that was really amazing. And of course, then immediately next question, well, does it work in humans too? And in Freiburg, they conducted a clinical trial in 29 patients, in 29 children with recessive dystrophic EB for 40 weeks, and with positive outcome. And well, first of all, biggest question, primary endpoint here, safety. It was well tolerated, it was safe, as Losartan has a benign safety profile also in its primary indication. And looking at secondary exploratory endpoints, there also seems to be a treatment effect, which is good, of course. And similar things have been shown by others. And so there we are, off-label use is increasing, despite all the questions around dose, effect size, and application, because there is really no pediatric formulation. There used to be one, it's gone from the market, so we are stuck with these tablets, which are small tablets, but still too big for children, and in particular for RDEB children to swallow. We looked for something else, and Professor Breitkreuz in Düsseldorf and his team, they actually developed these beautiful Losartan mini tablets. So that would be a suitable formulation that, well, needs to take the next steps. We feel patients deserve such a suitable pediatric formulation, and scientifically proven benefit-risk profile. So that's what the regulators want, but I think it's also what patients deserve. We've done the preparations. So often designation, scientific advice and all that, got the formulation. What we really need now is funding for a clinical trial, and we are at a crossroad here, either stuck with the off-label or do the proper trial for which we need the funding. Thank you.